So today I wanted to tell you a specific part of the regular guy story. This is the part where my partner decided that she's found the people that might have the right perspective about relationships that seem really in line with her own feelings. Now, if you remember, my partner and I have been together for a long time, and for a while things were just fine. Not bad, not great. Just that kind of comfortable cruise control that long-term relationships kind of settle into eventually. And I think we both felt that something was off, but neither of us really had the words for it yet. Here's the thing. She felt it way more than I did. Or at least she was a lot more bothered by it. And I can respect that now, even though at the time I honestly didn't fully get it. She was restless. She was searching. Something in her knew that what she wanted out of this relationship, out of us, had changed. And not just like a little. We're talking like a 180 from where we started and what had grown between us. And look, I guess that happens, right? People grow, people change. Maybe that's not the problem. The problem is what came next. So she started going down this rabbit hole online. And first, honestly, okay, good for her, right? She's looking for answers and she's trying to figure herself out and she's being proactive. That's great. We should all be doing that kind of inner work, and she was doing it. But then she finds her people, and these people, how do I say this? They exist in this very specific corner of the internet. It's like a new age, spiritual, hyper-intentional relationship subculture. And they talk about love and connection and partnership in this very particular way. Very breathwork oriented, divine masculine, divine feminine, and your nervous system needs to be co-regulated. That kind of way. I'm just standing there like, who in the world are these people? These can't be real people. Now, I want to make sure that I'm really clear here. I'm not here to trash anybody, because if that's the world that speaks to you, awesome. Genuinely, good for you. Good for her. People find their path in all kinds of places. But for me, these are not my people. I can't see myself in them. I could not hear myself in the way they talked. And more importantly, I could not picture my relationship in the version of relationships that they were trying to describe. It felt like my partner had started learning a new language, and not just like any language, completely made up Elvish something or other, totally foreign to me. And every time she tried to play me a podcast or a reel, I could feel myself checking out, even when I was still sitting right there. And I guess here's where it gets really real. Here's the part that I think a lot of guys are especially going to connect with. The more that she pushed on me, the more I pulled back. It seemed like it was almost involuntary. She would come to me excited, genuinely excited about something that she had learned or seen, something that she wanted us to try, some sort of framework or practice or concept from whoever she was currently obsessing over. And instead of curiosity, what I felt was resistance, like a reflex. But here's the thing. It wasn't just that I couldn't relate to the content, it was that I couldn't relate to the messenger anymore. And when your partner is basically saying, this person understands relationships better than we do, let's do what they say, and that person seems completely disconnected from any version of real life that you recognize, it doesn't feel like an invitation, it feels like a verdict. Like, maybe she'd found the answer, and the answer is that I'm the problem, and the solution is someone I have nothing in common with whatsoever. So, what did I do? Classic move. I did what a lot of us do. I checked out of the conversation while staying in the relationship. I more or less smiled and nodded and waited for the phase to pass, and she just kept going deeper so the phase didn't pass. And the gap between us got wider as a result. And even though we were both trying in completely different directions to fix the same thing, that's the part that gets me now when I look back. We both cared, we both wanted it to work, we just had completely incompatible mapping. I'm not going to wrap this up with a tidy bow today because honestly it wasn't a tidy situation and we're still working through it. But I'll say this, if you're in a relationship where one of you has gone deep into a world the other person can't access, whether that's maybe spiritual, philosophical, therapeutic, whatever, the answer is probably not to force the other person to follow you there. And it's probably not to dig your heels in and refuse to grow either. The real work is finding the translation, finding what you both actually need underneath all the frameworks and the language and the Instagram gurus, because underneath all of that, the needs are usually pretty human and maybe even pretty simple actually. But maybe that's a conversation for another video. If any of this hits close to home for you, drop it in the comments. I genuinely want to hear what you're up to and what's going on for you. If you're new here, stick around. This channel is for regular people in real relationships.